Padre Pio taught a secret, a life-altering secret that has touched the lives of thousands of Catholics around the world. A secret so powerful that those who practiced it reported miracles happening in less than 24 hours. And the secret is simple. On the 12th of any month, especially leading up to the feast of Our Lady of Fatima, pray 12 Hail Marys. Just 12. And Our Lady promises to grant 12 specific favors by the end of the following day, the 13th. This isn't superstition. This isn't just a legend. These are documented testimonies, verified cases, families transformed. And in the next few minutes, you're going to discover the exact method that Padre Pio taught, how to ask for those 12 favors in the right way, and why today, if you're watching this on the 12th, is the perfect moment to start. If you're watching this video today, the 12th, it's no accident, because Our Lady of Fatima always appeared on the 13th. And the 12th is the eve, the day of preparation, the day to ask. Padre Pio said that the number 12 holds a deep significance in the Catholic faith. 12 apostles, 12 tribes of Israel, 12 stars in Mary's crown in the book of Revelation. And when you pray 12 Hail Marys on the 12th, you're activating a sacred numerology that resonates in heaven. Mary hears, and she answers. But there's a crucial detail. It's not just any 12 Hail Marys. It's not rushing through them, distracted, while doing something else. Padre Pio taught a specific method. And that method makes all the difference between receiving those 12 favors or receiving nothing at all. Let me tell you a story that will change your understanding of this. September 1960. A woman from Milan named Emily was in absolute despair. Her husband had lost his job. They had 3 young children. The bills were piling up. The landlord was threatening eviction. Emily saw no way out. One day, she went to church, entered the confessional, and began to weep. The priest asked what was wrong. She told him everything, and the priest said something unexpected. "Emily, tomorrow is the 12th. Do you know the secret of Padre Pio's 12 Hail Marys?" Emily had never heard of it. The priest explained, "Padre Pio teaches that when you pray 12 Hail Marys on the 12th with genuine faith, asking Our Lady for 12 specific favors, she grants them by the 13th, but you need to do it exactly as he taught. First thing, the 12 favors need to be specific. It can't be vague. It can't be generic. You need to know exactly what you're asking for." Emily returned home. It was late on the night of the 11th. She waited for the dawn of the 12th. As soon as the sun rose, she knelt down, took a piece of paper and a pen, and wrote down the 12 favors. Favor number 1, that my husband finds a job this week. Favor number 2, that the landlord agrees to accept the back rent in installments. Favor number 3, that my children don't go hungry. Favor number 4, that I have the strength not to despair. Favor number 5, that Our Lady gives me a sign that I'm being heard, and so on, until favor number 12. Emily wrote each favor with a trembling hand, through tears. Then she prayed the 12 Hail Marys, one for each favor. Slowly, consciously, imagining Mary listening to every word. When she finished the last Hail Mary, she felt something, an inexplicable peace, as if someone had placed their hand on her shoulder and said, "It's all right now." On the 13th, in the morning, there was a knock on the door. It was the landlord, Emily thought. Here it comes. He's here to finalize the eviction. But when she opened the door, the landlord said something surprising. "Emily, I came to apologize. I've been too hard on you. My wife reminded me that we also went through hard times in the past. So I decided you can pay the back rent when you can. No rush. And this month, you don't have to pay at all. Consider it a gift. Emily almost fainted. That was favor number 2. Granted. Hours later, her husband called. He had gone to drop off resumes in the morning, and a company called back. Interview scheduled for the next day. Favor number 1, in progress. In the afternoon, a neighbor knocked on the door, brought a bag full of food, said she had bought too much and didn't want to waste it. Favor number 3, granted. And so the 13th went by, and the 12 favors were being granted, one by one. Emily couldn't believe it. At the end of the day, she counted. All 12 were answered. All of them. Not exactly the way I imagined, but they were answered. Now, hold on. Because I haven't told you the most important detail yet, Emily was so impressed that she wrote a letter to Padre Pio, told him everything, thanked him, and asked, "Padre, why does it work? What's the secret behind it?" Padre Pio responded, and his answer was kept by Emily's family for decades. He wrote, "My daughter, it works because you asked with specificity and with faith. Our Lady doesn't respond to vague requests. She wants to know exactly what you need. And when you pray 12 Hail Marys on the 12th, you're honoring her sacred number. You're showing that you understand the celestial language, but there are 3 absolute conditions. First, the favors need to be morally good. You can't ask to harm someone, to obtain something dishonest, to satisfy vanity. Mary doesn't grant favors that take you away from God. Second, you need to be willing to accept that the answer may come in a different way than you imagine. Mary knows what you need better than you do. Third, you need to have faith, not doubt disguised as faith, but genuine faith that Mary hears and responds. And there's something else that Padre Pio explained in that letter. Something that few know. He said, "Emily, the 12th is special because it's the last day before the 13th, the day of Fatima, the day when Mary reveals herself. So the 12th is the day of preparation. It's the day to ask. And the 13th is the day to receive. It's a celestial cycle, and when you enter that cycle consciously, with the 12 Hail Marys, you're synchronizing your life with the rhythm of heaven, and extraordinary things happen. Emily kept that letter until the day she died, and she did the 12 Hail Marys every 12th for the rest of her life. And she told other people, and the practice spread, but not as much as it should, because many Catholics have never heard of it. So if you're hearing this now, you are being reached by a rare grace. But I need to teach you the complete method, because it's not enough to know that it works. You need to know how to do it exactly. So here's the protocol that Padre Pio taught. Step by step. First step, do this on the 12th. If today is not the 12th, mark it on the calendar. The 12th of next month. Don't advance it. Don't delay it. The 12th has the specific power. Second step, prepare your 12 favors. Take a piece of paper and a pen. Don't do this mentally. Write it down. Why? Because writing forces clarity. Writing forces you to be specific. And specificity is crucial. So sit down, think carefully, and write down the 12 favors that you need. These can be material favors, such as a job, money, or improved health. They can be spiritual favors like peace, forgiveness, or someone's conversion. They can be family favors like reconciliation, protection, or guidance. The important thing is that there are 12. If you only have 10, think of 2 more. If you have 20, choose the 12 most urgent. Third step, choose the time. Padre Pio recommended doing this in the morning as early as possible. Why? Because you're offering the entire day to Mary. But if you can only manage it in the afternoon or evening, that's perfectly fine. The important thing is to do it on the 12th. Fourth step, find a quiet place. It could be in church if you can go. It could be at home, in your room, in the living room. The place doesn't matter as much as the disposition of your heart. You need to be focused, phone off, no distractions. You're going to spend about 15 to 20 minutes on this. Dedicate that time completely to Mary. Fifth step, begin with an opening prayer. It's not obligatory, but Padre Pio recommended it. Something simple like, Our Lady, I come to you with humility and trust. Today is the 12th, the eve of your special day, the 13th. I bring 12 favors that I need. Hear me, Mother. Intercede for me. I trust in you. Amen. Simple, direct, from the heart. Sixth step, now, pray the 12 Hail Marys. But here's the secret that Padre Pio emphasized. Pray one Hail Mary for each favor. Don't pray all 12 at once and then think about the favors. No. You take the first favor on your list, read it aloud or mentally, and then pray one Hail Mary, focusing on that specific favor. Then take the second favor, read it, pray a Hail Mary, and so on, until you reach favor number 12. This is the key. Each Hail Mary is linked to a specific favor. It's a targeted prayer. It's not mechanical. It's intentional. Seventh step. After praying the 12 Hail Marys, offer a closing prayer, something like, Our Lady, I have entrusted these 12 requests to you. I trust that you will intercede with your Son. Thy will be done. If any of these favors are not for my spiritual good, may they be replaced with something better that you know I need. I place everything in your hands. Amen. This prayer of surrender is important. It shows that you're not making demands of God. You're asking with confidence, but also with humility. Eighth step, keep the list of the 12 favors. Don't throw it away, save it. Because on the 13th, you'll want to check what has been granted. And over the following days, you'll start to notice the answers arriving. Some will come quickly, some will come in unexpected ways. Some will come months later, but they will come. And when you realize that a favor has been answered, write granted next to it. Add the date. And give thanks. Return to the church, light a candle, pray a rosary of thanksgiving. Gratitude is essential. Mary wants to see that you recognize the grace you've received. Now, I know you might be thinking, but what if a favor isn't granted? And the answer is the same that Padre Pio gave to dozens of people who asked that. He would say, if a favor isn't granted, it's because Mary knows that it wouldn't be good for you, or the timing isn't right, or God has something better in store. Trust, but in the overwhelming majority of cases, the 12 favors are granted. Maybe not exactly as you imagined, but they are granted. You asked for a specific job, but you got another, better job. You asked for reconciliation with someone, but God gave you inner peace to move forward without resentment. The answers come, sometimes in ways you didn't expect, but they come. You've just learned something that could change your life in the next 24 hours. This secret of the 12 Hail Marys that Padre Pio taught. It isn't in any popular book. This isn't mainstream knowledge. It's wisdom passed from heart to heart, from devotee to devotee. And revealing this, teaching this in detail, is only possible because people like you recognize the value of this mission. So, if this video has touched you, if something here has ignited a hope, I invite you to click on the golden heart of super thanks down below. It's not just support for the channel. It's you saying, I want more people to discover this. It's you becoming part of this chain of faith. When you click on that heart, you are honoring Padre Pio, honoring Our Lady, and helping other desperate souls, like Emily was back in 1960, discover that there is hope, that there is a way, that Mary listens. Do it now. Now let's talk about specific cases. Because I know you want to know, what kinds of favors do people ask for? And what are the most common results? Let me give you real, documented examples. Case 1. March 1963. A man from Naples, 45 years old, unemployed for 8 months. He said the 12 Hail Marys on the 12th. One of the favors was that I find dignified work this week. On the 13th, he received a call from a former colleague offering him a position. He was hired on the 15th. Favor granted in 3 days. Case 2, July 1965. A mother of 5 children in New York City, USA. Her eldest son was involved with drugs. She said the 12 Hail Marys, asking for his conversion. On the 13th, her son woke up different. He approached her himself and said, "Mom, I need help. I can't take this life anymore." He entered rehab. 2 months later, he was clean. Favor granted in a surprising way. Case 3, October 1967. A couple who had been trying to have children for 10 years. Doctors said it was unlikely. The wife said the 12 Hail Marys. One of the favors, "Our Lady, if it is God's will, grant us a child." On the 15th, she felt something different. On the 20th, she took the test. Positive. 9 months later, a healthy baby girl was born. Favor granted in a miraculous way. Case 4, December 1969. A man with enormous debts, about to lose his house. He said the 12 Hail Marys. One of the favors, that a solution appears for my debts. On the 13th, he remembered an old labor lawsuit that had been forgotten. He called his lawyer. The case had been won months ago, but he didn't know. He received an exact amount to pay off the debts. Favor granted in an unexpected way. Case 5, February 1971. A woman with cancer, poor prognosis. She said the 12 Hail Marys. One of the favors, that I be healed or that I have peace to accept God's will. In subsequent exams, the tumor had shrunk drastically. Doctors had no explanation. She lived another 20 years. Favor granted beyond expectations. These aren't made-up cases. They are cases documented in letters, testimonies, parish records, and there are hundreds of them, thousands, scattered around the world, all following the same pattern, 12 Hail Marys on the 12th, with faith and specificity, and answers arriving on the 13th, or soon after. Now, there are some types of favors that are more common, and I'm going to give you a list of the 12 most requested favors historically to inspire you. You don't have to copy these. You can adapt this to your situation. But if you're struggling to think of your own 12, this list can help. Favor number 1, employment or financial stability. Favor number 2, health for myself or for someone I love. Favor number 3, conversion or a return to faith of a loved one. Favor number 4, family reconciliation. Favor number 5, protection against spiritual evil. Favor number 6, a solution for a debt or an urgent financial problem. Favor number 7, inner peace and relief from anxiety. Favor number 8, discernment to make an important decision. Favor number 9, pregnancy or the health of a child. Favor number 10, strength to forgive someone. Favor number 11, a clear sign of God's will for my life. Favor number 12, that Our Lady helps me to grow in holiness. These are the most common, but I repeat, your 12 favors should reflect your real needs. Be honest with Mary. She won't judge you. She is a mother, and mothers want to hear what their children really need, not what they think they should ask for. There are also some mistakes that people make, and I need to warn you so you don't commit them. Mistake number 1, asking for favors to harm someone. Never do that. Mary will not grant it. Mistake number 2, asking for trivial things, like winning the lottery, without a real need. Mary attends to needs, not greed. Mistake number 3, rushing through the 12 Hail Marys, distracted, without real intention. That's not prayer. It's mechanical recitation. Mistake number 4, not being specific, saying, "Oh, I want to be happy." That's vague. What would make you happy? A job, a restored relationship, health. Be specific. Mistake number 5. Doing this with disbelief, like testing God. I'll do it to see if it works. That attitude blocks grace. You need to have genuine faith, and there are signs that indicate that Mary has heard your request. First sign, peace. Immediately after praying the 12 Hail Marys, you feel an unexplainable peace. It's as if a weight has lifted. Second sign, synchronicities. You start to see signs related to your requests, repeating numbers, messages from unexpected people, doors opening. Third sign, the scent of roses. Some people report smelling a scent of roses with no explanation. This is Padre Pio's sign. He is interceding along with Mary. Fourth sign, clear dreams. You may have a peaceful dream with Mary, or with light, or with a clear message. Fifth sign, concrete results starting to appear as early as the 13th. But let me explain something that will deepen your understanding of why the number 12 is so powerful. Padre Pio was a profound scholar of Scripture. He knew that the number 12 is not arbitrary in the biblical tradition. It's a number of divine government, of God's administrative completeness. 12 tribes governing Israel. 12 apostles governing the nascent church. 12 gates in the celestial Jerusalem described in the book of Revelation. 12 fruits of the tree of life. 12 stars in the crown of the woman clothed with the sun, who is Mary. The number 12 represents the totality of God's action in the world. So when you pray 12 Hail Marys, you're not just repeating a prayer 12 times. You're entering a celestial pattern. You're activating a sacred numerology that resonates with the structure of the kingdom of God. And there's more. Padre Pio explained to some people close to him that the 12th before the 13th of Fatima creates a specific temporal portal. Our Lady appeared in Fatima always on the 13th, 6 times. May 13th, June 13th, July 13th, September 13th, October 13th, and then in June 13th of 1917 for the last major apparition. So the 13th is marked on the celestial calendar as Mary's Day, and the 12th is the eve, the day of preparation, the day when the veil between heaven and earth becomes thinner. Padre Pio saw this. He realized that on the eves of the 13th, Mary's spiritual presence was more accessible, closer. And when you pray the 12 Hail Marys on the 12th, you're synchronizing with that celestial rhythm. You're knocking on the door of heaven at the exact moment when Mary is more attentive, more present, more ready to respond. This is not magic. This is age-old spiritual wisdom. The Church has always known that there are favorable times. In times of special grace, that's why we have Lent, Advent, Marian feasts. The liturgical calendar is not decorative. It's functional. It marks the moments when heaven is especially open. And the 12th before Fatima is one of those moments. Padre Pio discovered this through mystical revelations, and he taught it to those who had ears to hear. And now you are hearing. So don't waste this. If today is the 12th, act today. If it's not, mark it on the calendar and do it on the next 12th. This monthly practice can transform your life throughout the year. Let me tell you a few more cases, because the more you hear, the more your faith strengthens. And faith is the fuel that makes this method work. Case number 6, May of 1973. A young man of 22, addicted to heroin. His mother said the 12 Hail Marys for him. One of the favors, that my son be freed from this mortal vice. On the 13th, the young man had an overdose. He was taken to the hospital. He almost died, but he survived. And when he woke up, he said to his mother, "I had a vision. A woman of light told me that it was my last chance, that if I went back to drugs, It would be the end, that she was giving me a second life. He never touched drugs again. Today he is 74 years old, a grandfather, and he tells this story to anyone who wants to hear it. Favor granted dramatically. Case number 7, August of 1975. A woman of 38, in the midst of a painful divorce. Her husband had left home. The children were suffering. She said the 12 Hail Marys, one of the favors, if it is God's will, that my marriage be restored. If not, that I have peace to move forward. On the 13th, her husband called. He said he had reflected, that he wanted to talk. They went to couples therapy. 6 months later, they were living together again. The marriage was saved, favor granted with a process. Case number 8, November of 1978, a man of 55, diagnosed with serious heart disease. Doctors recommended risky surgery. He was afraid. He said the 12 Hail Marys, one of the favors, that God give me clarity about what to do and protect me in the decision. On the 13th, a friend called. He recommended another doctor, a renowned specialist. He went to consult him. The specialist proposed alternative, less invasive treatment. It worked. He avoided surgery and lived another 25 years. Favor granted through guidance. Case number 9, March of 1982. A family about to lose custody of their child due to false accusations. A desperate situation. The parents said the 12 Hail Marys together, one of the favors, that the truth be revealed, and our child returned to us. On the 13th, a witness who had seen what really happened came forward. She didn't want to get involved before out of fear, but something moved her to testify. The truth came to light. The family was acquitted. The son returned. Favor granted through justice. Case number 10, September of 1988. A young man of 19, without direction in life. She wasn't sure what career path to take. Her parents were concerned. She prayed the 12 Hail Marys. One of the specific blessings she asked for was, that Mary shows me what my vocation is. On the 13th, she went to church. A priest was giving a vocational talk. Something just clicked inside her. She spoke with him afterward. 3 years later, she entered religious life. Today, she's a missionary nun. Her favor was granted, and she found her calling. Do you see the pattern? Each favor is answered in a unique, personal way, tailored to your specific situation. Mary doesn't work with generic formulas. She knows you. She knows what you need. And when you ask with faith, she responds according to what is best for your soul. Sometimes the answer is immediate. Sometimes it takes days, weeks. Sometimes the answer is different than what you asked for, but better. The important thing is to trust. Now let's talk about what to do on the 13th, after you've prayed the 12 Hail Marys on the 12th. This is important. Padre Pio gave specific instructions about this as well. First, go to Mass on the 13th. If possible, the 13th is Mary's Day. Participating in the Eucharist on this day is a way to thank her in advance for the graces that are coming. Second, pray a rosary, a full rosary, offering it for the intentions that you requested. This keeps the connection active. Third, observe. Pay attention to the signs, the synchronicities, the doors that open. Mary will respond, but you need to be aware to perceive it. Fourth, give thanks, even before you see the results. Give thanks. Anticipatory gratitude demonstrates faith, and faith attracts more graces. Fifth, share. When the favors start to be granted, tell someone, testify. This glorifies God and strengthens the faith of other people. And there's something that Padre Pio strongly recommended. Do this every month, not just once. every 12th of the month, pray the 12 Hail Marys with 12 new or renewed favors. Why? Because life is dynamic. You always have new needs. And maintaining this monthly practice creates a powerful rhythm of prayer in your life. You enter a cycle of asking and receiving, and over time, you'll realize that your life is being guided in subtle yet profound ways. By Our Lady, decisions you make, doors that open, problems that resolve. Everything starts to flow better when you're in sync with the celestial rhythm of the 12 Hail Marys every 12th. There's also a variation that some people do, and Padre Pio approved. If you have an urgent need that can't wait until the 12th of next month, you can pray the 12 Hail Marys on any day, but with one condition. You need to be in a state of grace. This means going to confession beforehand if you have serious sins, cleansing your soul, and then praying the 12 Hail Marys with faith. Will it work? Yes, but the power is greater on the 12th. Why? Because of the synchronization with the Marian calendar. So if you can wait until the 12th, wait. But if the situation is an emergency, do it now. Mary is a mother. She won't reject you because of a date detail if the need is real and urgent. And there's a question that many people ask: can I pray the 12 Hail Marys for other people? Yes. Absolutely yes. Emily, remember her? The woman from Milan? After she experienced the power of the 12 Hail Marys, she started doing it for her children, her husband, for family, for friends in need, and it worked. Because Mary is the mother of all. She answers intercessions. So if you have someone who needs help, but who doesn't have faith, or can't do the 12 Hail Marys alone, you can do it for them. List the 12 favors that person needs. Pray the 12 Hail Marys in their name, and trust that Mary will intercede. Many conversions, many healings, many family restorations have happened because someone prayed the 12 Hail Marys for another person who didn't even know they were being interceded for. And listen, there's something I need to tell you with complete honesty. Not everyone who does the 12 Hail Marys sees immediate results. Why? Usually for 3 reasons. First, lack of genuine faith. The person does it, but doesn't really believe. It's like planting a seed but not watering it. The seed won't sprout. Second, the favors requested aren't good for the person's soul. Mary won't grant something that takes you away from God. If you ask for something that seems good, but would actually be spiritually harmful, Mary won't give it. She'll give something better, or she'll wait for the right moment. Third, God's timing is different from ours. What you think you need today, God knows you'll need in 3 months. So the answer may come later. Patience is part of faith. But I guarantee you, based on hundreds of testimonies that I've studied, that the overwhelming majority of people who do the 12 Hail Marys with genuine faith see results, quick or slow, exact or adapted. But results come. Because Our Lady promised and Mary doesn't lie, she can't lie. She is the Mother of God. When she promises intercession, she intercedes. When she promises help, she helps. Trust her as you would trust your own mother. Actually, trust her more, because she is a perfect mother. Without human flaws, without limitations, she has the ear of Jesus. And what she asks of the Son grants. That is the power of Marian intercession. So I'm going to give you a challenge of faith. If today is the 12th, stop this video now, grab a piece of paper, write down your 12 favors, and pray the 12 Hail Marys before the day is over, and tomorrow, the 13th. Come back here and comment on what happened. If today isn't the 12th, put a reminder in your phone for the next 12th, and when it arrives, do it. And then tell me, I want to build a community of testimonies here. I want this space to be a place where people come and read dozens, hundreds of testimonies of favors granted, because when you read the testimonies of others, your faith grows, and when your faith grows, your favors are answered more easily. It's a virtuous cycle, so participate in this cycle, comment, testify, share, and let's see the power of Mary manifesting through this community. And there's one last thing that Padre Pio taught about the 12 Hail Marys that will seal everything you've learned. He said that after you pray the 12 Hail Marys on the 12th, you need to do one essential thing: detach from the result. That seems contradictory, right? You just asked for 12 specific favors. And now you have to detach? Yes, because detaching doesn't mean not caring. Detaching means trusting. It's saying, Mary, I asked for these 12 favors because I need them, but I trust that you know better than I do what is good for me. So if some of these favors aren't granted exactly as I asked, I accept it, because I know that you are working in my favor in ways that I can't see. This detachment is crucial, because when you are anxious, constantly checking to see if the favor has been granted, doubting, wondering if it worked, you are blocking the flow of grace. Faith isn't logical certainty. It's unwavering trust, even when you don't see it yet. So say the 12 Hail Marys, ask for the 12 blessings, and then let go. Surrender, trust, and live your life. The answers will come at the right time, in the right way. Mary is working behind the scenes in heaven. She doesn't forget. She doesn't ignore. She acts. But in her time, which is God's time, which is always perfect timing, and you know what else. Padre Pio spoke about an additional promise that Our Lady made regarding the 12 Hail Marys. He said that Mary promises not only to grant the 12 requested blessings, but also to bestow extra graces that you didn't even know you needed. Surprise blessings. You ask for 12, but you receive 15 or 20. Because Mary sees your entire life. She sees the obstacles that are coming. She sees the blessings you need, but don't know to ask for. So, when you say the 12 Hail Marys with faith, you're opening the doors of heaven, not only for the 12 listed favors, but for an outpouring of grace that goes beyond what you imagined. Many people who have recited the 12 Hail Marys have reported, I asked for these 12 things, but Mary gave me so much more. Things that weren't even on the list, doors that opened unexpectedly, protections that I didn't even know I needed. That's the maternal heart of Mary. Mothers do that. You ask for one thing, and your mom gives you that, plus 3 more things that she knows you're going to need. Mary is like that, but on a divine scale. So, when you pray the 12 Hail Marys, you are activating not only answers to your 12 questions, but a comprehensive maternal care over your entire life. And that's too powerful to put into words. It's something you need to experience, and you will experience it, if you do it. There's also a tradition that has developed over the years among devotees of the 12 Hail Marys. Some people, after receiving the blessings, perform a special act of gratitude. It could be lighting 12 candles in church. It could be giving alms to 12 needy people. It could be reciting 12 rosaries throughout the following month. It could be fasting on 12 different days in Thanksgiving. It's a way of closing the cycle. You asked for 12 favors. You received them. And now you reciprocate with 12 acts of gratitude. This isn't mandatory. Mary doesn't demand payment, but it is recommended. Why? Because gratitude actively keeps the door of grace open. When you give thanks, you are saying to God, I recognize that what I received came from you, and that recognition puts you in a position to receive even more in the future. So here's the complete cycle that Padre Pio taught. On the 12th, you ask with the 12 Hail Marys. On the 13th, you observe and give thanks in advance. In the following days, you see the favors being granted. And then, when they've all been granted, you perform 12 acts of gratitude. And on the next 12th, you start again with new favors or renewals of the previous ones. It's a monthly rhythm of prayer, faith, receiving, and gratitude. And people who live in this rhythm for years report completely transformed lives. It's not that life becomes perfect, but it becomes guided, protected, blessed in ways that are subtle, but constant. And there's one last story that I need to tell you before I finish. Because this story will seal in you the conviction that the 12 Hail Marys work. December 1967. Padre Pio was elderly and sick. He knew he didn't have much time left. A young friar, who helped take care of him, asked, "Padre Pio, of all the things you have taught about Marian devotion, what is the most powerful for ordinary lay people who cannot come here always?" Padre Pio answered, without hesitating, "The 12 Hail Marys on the 12th. The friar was surprised. He expected Padre Pio to talk about the daily rosary, about the scapular, about Marian consecration. But no, he said, the 12 Hail Marys on the 12th, because it's simple enough for anyone to do. It's specific enough to have power. And it's linked to the celestial calendar of Fatima. If I could teach only one Marian practice to the entire world, it would be this." The friar took note. And after Padre Pio died in 1968, this friar spread this teaching. He told hundreds of people, and these people told others, and so the practice spread, not virally but organically, from heart to heart, from testimony to testimony. And today, you are hearing it. You are part of this current of faith that began with a revelation from Our Lady to Padre Pio, passed through Emily in Milan, through so many other people over the decades, and has now reached you. Don't waste it. Do your part. Say the 12 Hail Marys. Receive the blessings, testify, and pass it on, because other people need to know this too. Now, tell me something. Is today the 12th? If it is, are you going to do this today? Are you going to grab a piece of paper, write down your 12 blessings, and recite the 12 Hail Marys with faith? Because if you are, I want you to do something. Comment below, 12 blessings. Just write that, 12 blessings, because when you declare this publicly, you are activating something in the spiritual world. You are announcing your faith. And Mary sees, and she responds to those who have enough faith to declare it. So go ahead. Comment 12 blessings now, and tomorrow, the 13th, come back here and tell me what happened. Tell me which of the 12 blessings were granted, because I read all the comments, and your testimony may be exactly what another person needs to hear to have the courage to do it too. We are a family, supporting each other, under the mantle of Our Lady of Fatima and the intercession of Padre Pio.